Absolutely you can. Listen. First of all, they're trying to trick you. You have to put in a number. We're not going to tell you anything about the jobs. We're not even going to tell you about the benefits, but you have to tell us how much salary you need, right? Does that sound kind of stupid to you? Of course it does. That's ridiculous. They're trying to fool you. They're trying to pull a fast one on you, right? So, what they do is they try and pin you down to a number. And then they tell you, oh, by the way, this job requires 50% travel, requires you to provide your own tools, to provide your own attire. It's 50% commission, and it's mandatory overtime on holidays, right? Now, listen, any normal, sane person is going to say, okay, well, thank you very much for letting me know this. Now that you have disclosed this, and I have a better understanding of what this position entails, I'm going to have to revise my salary expectations upward to allow for this. Now, they may bitch and complain about this, but it's like, look, there's absolutely no deception going on. I did everything in good faith. When you asked me for my salary requirements, I responded honestly, given the information I was provided at the time. Now that you have revealed more about the position that you have in mind, I'm now responding to it and I'm revising my salary expectations based on that. Okay? It doesn't matter if they think you're reasonable or not. The bottom line is that you don't take a position for less money than it makes sense for you. Okay? And if they're going to play these kind of games, it's probably not going to work out anyway, right? So that's how you proceed. If they're going to change the game on you, it's only natural and reasonable that you would then revise your position. Okay? This is the kind of crap they try and pull on young people, people that are less experienced with this kind of thing. And you know what? They get away with it most of the time, too. They manage to get a lot of young people to work for them for far below their worth. And in that way, they are exploited. And they know full well what they're doing, too. They think that because there's a lot of applicants for these positions, it justifies them in pulling these kind of shenanigans. It doesn't. You're not a slave. You're only going to work for someone if it makes sense for you. You know what I mean? They can't pull all these mind games and get you to think that, oh, because of my sense of personal honor, I did say I would work for that amount of money. So now that they've disclosed that the job is far worse than they let on before and far more demanding, I have to stick to my original statement that I would work for that low amount of money. You don't. You don't. Okay? Remember, you're awesome and you're not a slave. And these people can only do this if you allow them. And there are a lot better employers out there. So just keep moving, okay? Investigate this. Deal with them properly. But don't lose any sleep. Don't shed any tears if something like this doesn't work out, because they are signaling the type of employer they are by pulling stuff like this on people. Okay? I wish you all the luck in the world, Iffy. Don't worry, you're awesome. You're gonna do well. Can they negotiate for a higher salary after receiving the offer? Absolutely.